Hi again, church. Pastor Brian here from Grand Blanc United Methodist Church. It's good to share another video devotion from the Flint Mission Zone with you. Last week I talked about Wesley's third question. Do I confidentially pass on to another what was told to me in confidence? Today's question is actually pretty related. Can I be trusted? Now, as I was thinking my way through this question, I started to wonder, why did John Wesley ask this question too? If we already resolved ourselves to be good stewards of the confidential sharing someone else did with us, then aren't we already considering ourselves trustworthy? But John was a pretty smart guy, and repetition for the sake of repetition wasn't really his style, so he must have been after something else here. What I think he was suggesting is that our answer to the third question might not always be so glowingly good. That's right. John Wesley understood that we mess up from time to time. You do, I do, we all do. So did John. And so it becomes remarkably important for us to ask ourselves, can I be trusted? You see, the previous question gets at the idea of what do I do when I'm trusted? Well, this question gets at the idea of what do I do when I'm not so great at the first one? Can I be trusted? You could also put it this way. What can I do to be trusted again? You remember the story of the boy who cried wolf, right? After all of this, after all that the boy did, he needs to do some work on himself. If he ever wants to be trusted again, that is. Trust isn't restored with time, though, is it? It requires work on our part to prove it. And so today I simply want to invite you to ask yourself, in moments when I betray the trust that someone has placed in me, what do I need to do to be trusted once again? When we ask ourselves that question, and we're willing to be honest with ourselves, we can find ourselves rebuilding relationships, regaining trust of others. And trust, like many things, is something that ebbs and flows. There's times where we gain so much more trust, and there's times where we make mistakes and we lose a bit of it. That's why it remains so important for us to stay on top of it, to continually ask this question, not just once in our lives, but our whole lives. How can I be trusted? What does it take for someone to trust me? What does it take for someone to believe that I can be trusted? Questions like that, and like this that John asks, are important questions. And they shape who we are as disciples of Jesus Christ. Amen.